What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wytchwood. We have all the— what was that? We have all the things we need except for fire, campfire stone thingies. So we're gonna head back to Lakeshore Camp. Actually, no, we still need dryad fruit, and I don't know where that would be. Never mind, I found it. Oh, God! Okay, I should have realized when it's called dryad fruit. I need a cinder box. Tree seems particularly angry about something, maybe everything. Okay. Do I have enough for a cinder box? I need a squirrel lard, oh god! Tree! Tree, please. Burn. I only got the one? It'll eventually cool off. Okay. How many do I need? I just need one. Okay, good. So I got the metamorphosis elixir. I'm sorry. Now what? You sneak! Do you honestly believe that your little puff of achoo smoke can... The queen fans herself lightly as the world begins to push and pull around her. Whew. Does anyone else feel a little hot? Anyways, as I was saying, you can't just... Sparkling sun bears down on the queen like a warm summer's embrace. My, look at all these beautiful colors. They've always been so bright. Did I just make her high? The queen bee stretches her arms across the sea of flowers, brushing the tips of their petals gleefully. She arcs her limbs through the myriad colors swirling around her head. It's gorgeous! Oh, what's the delicious smell? Cracking into the waxen walls of her hive, the queen pulls out a golden honeycomb. She proceeds to messily stuff the honey into her face. Oh, delectable. Oh, it's so good. You simply have to try some, my dear. Never tasted anything so delicious in my life. She offers up a sticky handful to you. Why, thank you, my queen. We'll take it. Thank you. Sorry, other bees. Hey, buddy. Here you go. Here. This ought to shield you from harm for a time. He grins nervously as he puts a charm around his neck, and he clobbers himself in the face with his own fist. Wow, you weren't kidding! Though that's nowhere near the kind of punishment the bear could dish out. Better find some more stuff to test it out with. Then I'll have give that bear a piece of my mind. He stumbles off into the camp to find other objects to try against his newfound protection, leaving the bear's tent unattended. In I go. Oh, hopefully there's more than just the bear. Teddy bear, I mean. No, just the teddy bear. A jar, some meats, and a torn teddy bear. A deer trifle. Surely this will do. Okay, yeah. Alright, here we go. Put in the honey. As you squeeze the honeycomb with your bare hands, thick, rich honey slowly oozes into the brewery's tank. Too sweet for your taste, but then this potion is not for you. You ladle out a good portion of the writhing, tar-like substance into the brewery. To be safe, you add a little bit more, just for the texture. And a teddy bear. You pause before dropping the tattered plaything into the brewery. A glint in its button eye reminds you of something, but the thought soon evaporates from your mind. You overturn your palm and the stuffed bear splashes down into the concoction. It floats sadly for a moment before becoming waterlogged and disappearing under the surface. With the addition of the final ingredient, the brewing equipment is sealed and set to work. Steam hisses from the rivets and swollen metal belly clanks and rattles. Before long, the waggling fingers of the gauges and dials settle down, indicating that the brew is complete. Give a quick sniff test and recoil at the sickeningly sweet vapors. Push an empty wooden keg under the contraption spigot and crank the release valve. The brewery strains under the pressure and fills the keg with chunky, oozing fluid. May not be the finest honey mead around, but hopefully that great raging galoot won't stop to notice the difference. Take the keg. Sir, I have your mead. Hello. Where was I? I put Sawyer's chest in there. Here you go. Ah, Captain, I brought you more honey mead. The bear swipes up the tankard with his massive paw and tosses the contents into his slavering maw without hesitation. He licks his chops, savoring the peculiar flavor. With a sudden jerk, he bears down on you with suspicion. Say, this tastes kind of funny. What did you do, soldier? It's new recipe. Thought you might enjoy something with a little more sting in it. Ah, you know I hate new things. Teach you to mess with my favorite brew, you hayseed. Bears upon you with frightening speed, raises the huge mace in his paw skyward, and you brace for impact. With an equal measure of speed, the sergeant leaps between the crashing mace and your head. You peer through your fingers as a great clang resounds through the camp. Bear roars furiously as his blow is magically repelled from the sergeant's talisman. The mace goes spinning out of his paw and falls into the lake with a great splash. He gapes, dumbfounded, as the sergeant stands before him completely unharmed. Ha! That'll teach you to pick on us, you big oaf! This has been a long time coming. The sergeant wags his finger at the bear. Who do you think you are, huh? You think you're so big and tough with your fancy feather hat and your big honkin' club? Look at you now. Camp soldiers gather to witness in stunned awe. Miraculously, the bear seems to shrink in the face of the sergeant's onslaught. If it were up to me, you'd be dishonorably discharged for disorderly conduct. You're a disgrace to the uniform. You're no captain of mine. With fear welling up in his eyes, the bear shrinks and shrinks until he is reduced to the size of a small cat. And another thing, what's happening? In place of the bear's drunken grimace is the stitched smile of a doll's grin. Two button eyes stare back at the disapproving faces surrounding the little plush toy. The sergeant takes a step back to reveal the small shape of a stuffed teddy bear, where the brute once stood. Your transformative potion has finally done its work. Gee, I guess whoever did it? He scratches his head in befuddlement, but seems genuinely relieved. Hey Sarge, I guess that means you're in charge now, right? Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Well, what are you all standing around for? The camp's a mess, let's get to work. I will take this, thank you. Pick up the trophy earned, the bear. The diminutive doll and brush some sand out of its fur. You inspect it further, its head lolls to face you. Far within the glassy surface of his button eyes, you can barely make out a tiny crimson flame, the trapped soul of the bear. This ought to be what that old goat's after. I hope he's happy. Alright, let's go bring the bear complete. Quest completed. Oh, hey, look at you. What a relief. With the bear gone, we can all rest easy. Alright, so we have the ox in the fields, the leech in the swamp, and the snake in the forest. Let's go do the snake in the forest, because we've already kind of started that one. Oh, this thing right here. Pushing aside thrushes and cattails, you find a strangely carved pedestal. Might be mistaken for a bird bath if you didn't know any better. As you run your fingers around the edge of the bowl, the remaining pixie dust on your hand flakes off, as if drawn in by an invisible force. Crude pictographs appear on the surface of the basin. They depict a coiled snake presiding at the center of some kind of festival. Directions on how to reveal the bridge are carved on the outside. You see symbols resembling fey dust, dancing fireflies, and bird feathers. All I need are the bird feathers. Okay, here we go. Fairy dust. You shake out the fine dust into the bowl, and it settles evenly inside the surface. Directions on how to reveal the bridge. Okay, firefly. Each of the fireflies alights upon the edge of the bowl, stepping delicately until they are evenly spaced. And feathers. Placed into the basin, the feathers arrange themselves into a perfect triangular symmetry. The basin begins to glow a soft yellow as the fireflies rise from the muck within. They begin to dance up and down, drawing circles high above the bowl. Glitter rains down gently, simmering as it catches rays of sunlight. Slowly, the particles trace the form of a bridge leading from the edge of the water to the center of the lake. You tentatively test the strength of the spectral walkway and find that it's as strong as if it were made of solid stone. Nice. How did I test it from over here? Ah, look at magic! Alright, to the festival we go. Oh. Okay. Snake. Strong man, wizard man. I didn't read what you just said. The snake is good to us. Okay. Who are you? People really like these parlor tricks. Well, let me stand here and look at things. Villager. She's an odd, glassy look in her eye. She's got 1,000-yard stare. Weary-eyed bard. His bright clothes stand in stark contrast to a look of tired apathy. Distant strongman. A well-muscled Hulk flexing with a faraway look in his eyes. Dizzy wizard. Very stereotypically dressed in all the trappings people associate with magic, likely compensating for something. metronomic juggler. The juggler on display here is unbelievably consistent, almost hypnotic. Just villager. Okay, we'll go with this chest first. See the guy I need, I know that. Got some fairy dust and a stone. Okay. Hello. Oh, very nice. Oh, that's me saying. That's me talking. Seems to be in some kind of trance. An almost hypnotic motion. Is it unlocked? No, it's not. Oop, there we go. Got an egg. And it's glitching on me a little bit here. There we go. That was weird. Oops. Why does it say empty jar on my screen? Uh-oh. Huh. Don't know why it's there. Maybe it'll go in the next scene. Let's hope that. Oh boy. Snake, can you get this jar off my screen? Be great. Okay, where was there a jar that I looked at? There we go. Aha! Hello, Snake. Draped in glittering jewelry, the serpent stares intently into a crystal ball as you approach. Welcome, my dear, welcome. I saw that you would come here in search of answers. I just came here in search of a bard. That's him outside, right? With the loot? The minstrel. Yes, he's working off a debt to me. Well, those folk out there seem a touch addled. What did you do to him? They're all humble folk looking for something, just as you are. I am here to provide them with my services in exchange for a bit of work. So, what are you, some sort of carnival wizard? Making quite the racket in my forest. A wizard? No, no, no. I am a seer, a scryer of the hidden mists, a foreteller of fortunes and keeper of secrets. Fancy titles you've given yourself. Sounds like you're nothing but a used cart salesman peddling your wares to the gullible. Ah, skeptic. Step closer and let the crystal ball reveal its mysteries. Snake's voice drops low and seems to fill the tent with a heavy weight. I am a helper of sorts, an unraveler of knots. I make the forgotten remembered. You feel the scaly touch of slithering coils wind around you, but you're powerless to move. And you have forgotten much. The snake's eyes swirl in a pattern you've never seen. Imperceivable colors collapse into themselves and fracture into kaleidoscopic mosaics against the canvas walls. A voice speaks from far away. It takes you a moment to realize that it's your own. I have forgotten so much. Let me help you find your answers. The serpent coils slowly squeeze the consciousness out of you. Oh god. With a desperate push of willpower, you blink away from the snake's hypnotic gaze. Wait, get off me, you worm! You wriggle your body like a sack of loose twigs, despite your protesting bones. You manage to squirm free and tumble backwards out of the tent. How dare you. When your eyes open, you find yourself back outside the snake's tent. Pick yourself up from the ground and dust off your shoulders. Guess that sly serpent's some tricks up his sleeve. Better come with a plan for the next time I go in there. The festival patrons seem confused after your tussle with the snake, as if the spell over them was momentarily shaken. The crowds disperse as they fumble about in a haze. That's my chance to get a word in with that bard. Maybe I can get him out of this mess. Hello. Strumming his lute, the strapping young man has a faraway look in his eyes. Is it wistfulness, nostalgia, or even hypnosis? He's very sweaty. Wander I may, but ne'er away from she I call my lover. To my charting, I stumble in and meet a gaze of another. Curious I stared, I was not prepared, and this was my mistake. A binding gaze, now I live my days in the service of a snake. The snake. Cry not for me, for there is she that might still see me saved. My spirits they lift, as she holds a gift, from before I was enslaved. A mirror had shattered, its pieces have scattered. If mended, we may be set free. Down the wishing wellspring to the swamp's moonlit ring, and hiding within the pixie's tree. What's all this about, broken mirror? Give it to that weeping maiden? Speak plainly, you warbling fool. No matter what you do, the poor musician barely seems to realize you're there. He just keeps strumming his lute and humming his mournful tune. Maybe that looks like Miss will know what he's on about. Okay, it's a riddle. Kind of. Oh, maiden. I require something that you have of his. Oh, still my beating heart. Have you any news about my dear sweet love? Found him at the carnival. But he's been mesmerized by the snake. Unless I can break the spell, no one in that carnival can leave. The snake? Say it isn't so. I've heard how he grants wishes, but only for a terrible price. Why would my love be so desperate as to consort with that charlatan? I haven't a clue, but he's stuck deep. The only thing I managed to get out of him was something about a mirror. Do you know anything about that? A mirror? Oh yes, it was the first gift he ever gave me. From inside her bodice, she produces a small cracked hand mirror. But one night, it slipped from my balcony and shattered onto the cobblestones. I tried to piece it back together, but I could never find the last 3 shards. The song mentioned something about a wishing well, moonlit swamp, and a pixie tree. Keep that mirror close. I'll seek out the missing shards and return them to you. Oh, thank you. I should very much love to see it whole once again. Alright, to the tree. Do you have a shard for me? The gnarled tree is littered with countless trinkets and bits of trash, glued haphazardly together to form a glittering hive. You reach for a sharp piece of broken glass that could be the mirror shard, but you pull your hand away at the last moment. 1,000 beady eyes peer out of the tree's knotholes. Familiar cackling voice floats above the others. I've already forgotten what I gave his voice.
You again! Kettlehead, what do you want now?
Come for that mirror shard, hand it over, and I won't have to strangle you again.
No way! We need shinies to keep the girls' fairy folk away. Best fairy repellent there is.
What? Since when are fairies afraid of shiny things?
Well, I don't see no fairies around, do you? But maybe we can work something out. The smelly mushroom herders have been encroaching on our turf, see? They've been building those stupid little stone shrines of theirs. And worse yet, they've been hiring mercenaries to guard them. So we can't go anywhere near. Maybe a big stomper like you can, take care of the problem for us.
And then you'll give me that shard?
Hey, there ain't no fairies. We won't need no fairy repellent. I don't know why I've changed your voice like this, but I did.
Okay. Give me your thought. There we go. Should leave it to recover. Oh, the goblin, I guess, yeah. I need to do the drive first, oh god. Okay, I guess it's gonna be different things. Whoops. Tree! Give me a tree. But also let me do this. Give me a tree. Oh. Okay. I guess the dog is the guard. Cool. Get some. This one here. Alright, cool, that's all done. Alright, I did your work. Kicked up those little rock piles like you asked. Now give me that shard or I'll knock over this nest too.
You smash fairy shrines? Good, good. Take it. We don't want your trash.
Alright, I'll take it, thanks. Alright, to the well. Excuse me. You hike up the hem of your skirt from the ankle-deep well water and duck down to inspect the small damp cave. Pale shape quickly retreats further into the dark space. Oh no. You hear the labored breath of some pathetic thing, frightened and alone. Hello there, don't worry, I won't hurt you. Bloodshot eyes blink nervously up at you. The creature gazes longingly at the light of the world above while simultaneously cowering from it. Poor dear, what are you doing in this hole? Bet you're hungry, aren't you? 2 thin, malnourished arms twist out from the crevice. One hand tightly clutches a shard of glass while the other hand reaches out to you, begging for food. I don't have roast beast. Give me a second.
Alright, little buddy, I made you food. Here you go.
The creature snatches up the meat so quickly that you nearly lose a finger. It scurries back into its little crevice and you hear a satisfied munching from within. The mirror shard lays abandoned in its lid. Thank you! Alright, well that's gonna do it for this episode. In between, I'm gonna collect everything that's in here. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.